Buy a new one if they're on sale.
That's
Good
right.
morning, everybody. It's 6:30 a.m. on this Monday, October 21st. I'm Michael Gonzalo.
I support that. I'm Darlene Rodriguez. Adelle Caballero is looking at an issue of the Pulaski Skyway. Maria LaRosa checking on the weather. We love a sale.
We love a sale.
Yes.
And you'll need them by the end of the week.
Okay.
Those sweaters,
See?
for
Go
sure.
out.
And some of us need that light jacket already this morning. But let's get you outside. It is really pretty. We have crystal clear skies. The visibility is great, and all the lights are twinkling. And as you can see, even that sky is trying to start to get brighter here with that sunrise in about 45 minutes or so. Yes, we may need that lighter jacket, especially north of the city right now. Those higher elevations. Newburgh at 38, so is Poughkeepsie. We're up to 42 now in Chester, Mount Kisco at 43 degrees, sitting at 55 at the Battery, with West Orange now at 49 degrees, and we're in the 40s now in Belrose. So there's that brightening sky, pure sunshine today, and it's going to quickly warm us up with those light winds too. We'll be in the mid 70s by lunchtime. So if you can swing it, take it outside. We've got 80 degrees for the high today, and that'll be close to a record, and it stays really mild even into this evening, even after the sun goes down. Midnight temperature still in the mid and upper 60s. All right, at 6:31, we do have some slowdowns out there. Adele, what's the latest?
Yeah, traffic is pretty much at a standstill at this point, at least on the Pulaski Skyway here, southbound side. We're watching this crash, closing down all lanes. It's actually Route 1 and 9 by the Pulaski Skyway. So as much as possible, you definitely want to avoid the area. Once you get into that covered roadway, you're trapped there. You want to make your way to that upper deck instead. Then on the northbound side, Pulaski Skyway, you've got a crash right by South Kearney Avenue. So in the same area there, that one's taking out a couple lanes, also causing some delays. And then making your way onto the FDR southbound by 63rd Street. We're still watching this crash, also taking out about 2 lanes here with delays heading back to the RFK Bridge. Darlene, Michael, back to you.
Thanks so much, Adele. 6:31 right now. All right, shout out to the champs this morning. New York Liberty got their very first championship in franchise history.
And as John Chandler tells us, this victory, it was a long time coming. The best day to get the kids up for school, Monday.
Yeah, it might be a little easier today because it's going to be so nice out. So as they get ready for school today, you don't have to fight for the heavier jacket. It's relatively mild compared to the last few mornings. But look at where we're going to be by recess and, of course, after school, close to 80 degrees. We'll talk about the cool down and the return of the jackets in the lockers before the week is done, coming up in the 10-day.
Maria, thank you so much. Still to come, the
Actually, your NQR D4 and 5 trains. You've got delays and service changes coming up in just a few minutes. We've also got an update for you on that closure in New Jersey, but let's take a live look outside right now onto the Cross Bronx Expressway. Darlene, Michael, we've got delays heading into the Bronx River Parkway.
Thanks so much, Adele. You can now watch.
Maria, is this a situation, Maria, where it's a slow-moving, rain-producing storm?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the latest advisory, barely moving, going west at about 2 miles per hour. So it continues to produce that flooding rainfall for eastern Cuba here. We've got, though, still potential for this to then bring heavy rain and gusty winds back to parts of the Bahamas here, where another landfall is possible before it finally gets kicked out into the Atlantic. And as far as the tropics go, this is all that we have going on right now. We don't have any threat for tropical rainfall. That's been the case all month long. It has been an incredibly dry October. This is just a look at the calendar. Not one drop of rainfall, measurable rainfall at all at Central Park. So we're now 5.6 inches below average season to date. And this time of year, when we're talking about heat on top of it, it's really, really difficult. So elevated fire danger, to say the least. Right now, New Jersey's in that very high category. So this sort of starts restrictions, and they've got spotters, for instance, through central Jersey to watch any fires that could get going. And again, we have heat on top of it that's just going to further dry out the conditions here. So Central Park this afternoon up to 80 degrees. The record for the date is 84, set back in 1920. And you can see all the major reporting sites all within a few degrees of setting records for the date. So it's a warm one for sure. Again, as we've been saying, we need the rain, but it sure is pretty out there. A beautiful view of Manhattan with the sky brightening up. We're at 42 in Fairlawn and Wayne, so you still need the light jacket in places in and around the city. From City Island to Midwood, we're now in the low 50s. So up to 80 today, wall-to-wall sunshine, west winds will be light. And then tonight, staying mild, especially in the city. We'll see temperatures even after the sun goes down, still pretty close to 70. We'll get down to about 62 in the city, north and west. A few spots will dip into the upper 40s. And then for tomorrow, 77 degrees, so still really warm, just not quite as warm in some places. And that continues on into Wednesday. It's Wednesday and Thursday, we're still looking at a boundary trying to come on through. It does have enough to it that we may get some showers to the north of the city, but it definitely has enough to it that our temperatures are dropping. So we'll be only 60 by Friday, but that morning low of 40 may hurt a bit. You can see we moderate, though, into next week. All right, 6:49. Adelle, it's been busy out there.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on this morning. We're going to start out west, start out east, make our way west. LIE westbound by exit 58. This has been out there all morning. Still completely shut down for accident investigation work. Solid ride through the area. You're going to want to stick to Sunrise Highway instead. Making your way onto the FDR Drive, we've got a crash here on the southbound side right by 63rd Street. You've got 2 lanes closed off. Solid ride heading all the way back just past the RFK Bridge. We've also got this accident on 1 and 9 southbound. Now just the right lane closed off by the Pulaski Skyway. Then on the northbound side, Pulaski Skyway over by South Kearney Avenue, you've got a crash there, and a crash on the Parkway northbound just north of exit 144 has been pushed to the shoulder. Darlene, Michael, back to you.
All right, Adelle, thank you very much. 6:50.